Morning. Chairperson SEBI, Mrs. Madhvi Puri Buch, Director of NISM, Mr. Nair, Registrar, Mr. Kadam, faculty who are indeed very, very proud today, graduating class. I'm sure your parents, your spouses, relatives are here to cheer you on. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm delighted to be here and share a few thoughts. So what I discussed with Mr. Nair is that I'll speak for a few minutes initially, and then rather than take you through a boring convocation address, which nobody wants to hear, we will have Mr. Nair ask me a few questions which maybe will stay in your mind as the answers stay in your mind as you go along. But I start by complimenting the class and congratulating the class. And I will just pick up where Mrs. Buch indicated that time to be an Indian. I would phrase it as there was never a better time to have been born an Indian and been brought up and getting into the marketplace as it is. The reason I'm saying it is we now have a fair clarity that we are going to head from that 3.5 trillion number to an 8 trillion number by next the end of this decade, as it were. That's, I think, clear to most people who are looking at it. And again, Chairperson indicated what's the linkage? The market cap of the whole market is today equal to GDP. It will should grow along those lines to that number, talking of 8 trillion or so. It could well be more as there is more confidence in the marketplace and there are more people coming into the marketplace to own a piece of the market, as it were. And more importantly, as trust in the market improves. And I think that, to me, is the fundamental reason why this institution was built up. Because this institution creates the trust in the system. It is all right for us to say that there is a regulator. The regulator wants behavior of a particular by the people who are regulated. But if the people who are regulated do not have the capacity to that is needed to be brought to bear to be, to run things well, everything falls. And the sheer numbers that were mentioned earlier, 200,000 growing to 300,000 certifications, plus ongoing 6 streams or different types of education that is imparted. I think all this goes to create that, I would say, foundation for growth. And I have to compliment SEBI and NISM for this initiative, because things don't happen by waving a wand or by saying, no, this is a wish list. It happens when you make it happen. And here I see before me something that has been made to happen. I did not know all this till I came here, but in the last hour or so, I've in a way educated myself to what has been done to build the structural elements of this market and to make sure that its health continues going forward. The other piece that I want to just touch upon is the piece on data and analytics. I think this is just the start of the game, because if there is one area where I'm sure all of you and the people who follow you, the students who follow you, are going to ask the Institute is for more courses on data analytics, and overlay all the new jargon that you hear with it, whether it is AI or something else that may come up tomorrow or day after. So I think that's going to be the new future, and it is happening at a dramatic pace. I find that if you look at something that you thought was current 6 months back, or even 3 months back, suddenly you find that things have gone ahead of you. So again, it raises a need for certification and recertification, and growing your career, and growing yourself and growing your career along with your organization as you go along. So I will not continue with this address in the usual format. We will probably move to a Q&A format. I will again re-emphasize that India is growing. The 3.75 to 10 or 8 just now in 10 years is not wishful thinking. Again, I just want to add a data point there, which typically I have not seen economists make, but I want to make. Typically, the growth is taken as what is the reported growth. The reported growth is going to be 6.5% as indicated by several people who do numbers on this. I have to add only one number to this, and that is my estimation is that the digital part of the growth has not been factored in. If you look at another large economy, last year the digital part of whole pie was around 30% of the overall GDP. In our economy, it is around 5 to 7% today. And it is reasonable to assume that in the next 5 to 7 years, that should be between 25 to 30%. And that 25% to 30%, my assumption is going to be on top of that 6.5%. So add 25% to that, you're talking of 8%, another 8% growth going ahead, and probably that 8 trillion number going at an accelerated rate as we go ahead. So it brings me back to there's never a better time to be an Indian, looking at India which grows at 8%, the opportunities it provides, and the opportunity to be important pillars in this whole process of contributing to India. Again, thank you very much for inviting me today, and I wish great success to this class and all good wishes in this I would say season's greetings in this time of festivity. All good wishes. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.